obviously a special day and a very strange day in a way, because Easter Sunday, and we were talking about this earlier, that it may be the first time in many people's lives that they weren't in a church for Easter Sunday. My wife and I attended Easter service online. We were able to hook up our church was doing a virtual Easter, and we attend a church called Verve here in Las Vegas, and they did the virtual Easter Sunday service, and we were able to put it on our big screen, and we were sitting there, sipping our coffee, being a part of the Easter service virtually. So, kind of an amazing way to do it, and it's a very different and unique. I think about all the kids that loved going to Easter egg hunts and all that aren't happening today. But for a while, let's focus on what we do have rather than what we don't have, right? That's part of why we're here. Hey, Dwayne, great to see you. Church online here, too. Final round of the Masters. Oh, it's a replay. Let's see if Tiger wins again this year, right? It's so funny you say that. Watching sports on replay is so interesting. I watched night before last in its entirety Game 5 of the NBA Finals when it was the Pacers versus the LA Lakers, and it's the game that the Pacers just blew out the Lakers. And I was at that game, and my buddies from Diamond Rio sang the national anthem, and Dana Williams, my pal, and I were sitting together there. So it was a memorable game because he is such a huge Laker fan, and I mean the Pacers smoked them. And I watched that game in its entirety. It was so strange to just sit there and watch a game that you were at and have seen before. I would love to watch Game 6, but I think the Pacers will lose it even on the replay. Charles, it's great to see you. Happy Easter to you and yours. I really appreciate that. I'll pass that along to Tammy. Let's see. Ted, hey, great to see you. Ted, thanks for being here. Yeah, somehow the results don't change on replay, do they? If only we could rewind it. And Dwayne, people will think we had this plan, but that is what I wanted to talk about today. Because the title of the sermon at our church today was Reboot. And that's kind of what I want to talk about. If we think about what Easter means for us, it is rebooting. It is reestablishing and rebooting what's going on. Reboot obviously is not a biblical term or a term from antiquity by any stretch of the imagination, but it certainly is what's kind of going on. Many of us are having to reboot what we do and how we do it. Many of us are having to reboot what our life is. Ted just mentioned a virtual church and a snowstorm. I did not know that, Ted. There was a snowstorm going on in Minneapolis. These April snowstorms are just crazy. When I was national FFA officer, one of the biggest deals is to go back and do your home chapter banquet because you've attained the highest level that you can attain in that organization, and to go back to your local school and your local chapter. And I missed mine because I was snowed in Chicago, and it was like April 7th or 8th, right? So I was snowed in at O'Hare, and my great friend, Alpha Trevette, who is an actor that you've seen on Banshee and some other great television shows, a lot of the Tyler Perry shows. He was the National FFA president. He flew in. He could get from Virginia, where he lived, to Louisville and go up and do the chapter banquet for me. And I couldn't get from Chicago, back home to Indiana. It was just absolutely crazy. Hey, George, thank you for watching via Twitter, Periscope from Chicago. It's great to have you here. Robert Stack, my great friend. Hello, sir. How you doing? Good to see you, and thanks for sharing a little bit of Easter Sunday with me. So we were talking about reboot, and it's kind of that time. I mean, part of what we think about in terms of Easter, whether you believe or whether you don't, is it is a time of rebooting, of resurrection, of changing. And as Vince Antonucci, our minister, was talking about reboot, it made me think that when I sat at a computer and reboot, part of what you do is you hit Control-Alt-Delete. Right? That was the classic key combination in Windows that you would hit to reboot your computer is Control, Alt, Delete. And it made me think that that may be what we need to be thinking about during this changing time is Control, Alt, Delete. Control means that we are going to take control of the situation. We will take control of our response to the situation that we're in. We're going to take control of what we're doing. We're going to take control and not let the situation control more than it needs to. Look, the situation is partly in control in terms of not leaving the house and doing the things we need to do to stay healthy and safe. But we can take control of what we learn and what our attitude is. We can take control of what's going on in our respective lives. So that's the first step, is control. One of the things I would hope that you would do, and Tammy and I have it on our schedule, we're doing it this afternoon, is to say, all right, what are we doing in the coming week? We're going to take control. Here are some things we're going to learn. Here's some things we're going to do. You maybe heard Mark Sanborn a few days ago call it our punch list, the things we're going to knock out as we're going along in the next few days. So we're going to sit down this afternoon and get that scheduled out and take control, right? So control is the first step. What's the second step? Alt. Well, that kind of means alternate, doesn't it? So after we take control, now we're going to try to find an alternate way of doing things so that we can be more productive and we can accomplish more and have a better attitude. So alt would be the second step. What could you do differently than you're currently doing to inspire better results than you're currently achieving? What are some alternate practices? What are some alternate things that you could be doing? We've got to consider options. And one of the great things about what's happening now, don't get me wrong, I've said this every time, this is tragic to so many families and so many lives. This is tragic in terms of what's happening to the economy, in terms of what's happening, for us financially is challenging. For you, I'm sure, for all of us, we're being impacted. But are there alternative approaches that we could be employing that would get us a little farther down the road and make things better for us? What is the alt that we could be hitting right now? And the third and final one is delete. What do we need to get rid of in our lives? What do we need to delete in terms of our habits and our practices and our challenges and our approaches? What do we need to get rid of? What should we be deleting that would make our lives better? In the early days of my speaking business, you would work so hard, and I still do to this day, but you work so hard on material and you develop new material. And the problem with that in speaking is that means you also have to drop some of the material that you're already using. You have to delete it out of your speech. And I know a lot of speakers in their early days that get really good at going faster. Right? They got new material and they want to get it all in. So what they do is to go faster, thinking about their thinking about their ego and their content, not what the audience needs and wants and deserves. So one of the things I learned early on is when you add something, you need to delete something else. And it makes me wonder all the time, what could and should we be deleting? Not just professionally, but personally as well. What practices do we need to eliminate? What thinking do we need to eliminate? What negativity do we need to get rid of that's going to make our lives better? So take control, find alternate approaches, delete what isn't working and is holding you down and taking your time. Control, Alt, Delete. That's what it takes to reboot. And that's what I hope that we are thinking about on this very unique Easter Sunday. Hey, Pam, happy Resurrection Sunday to you too, my friend. It's so great seeing you here. Rob, thank you for watching. And Tom, thank you for watching on Instagram. I appreciate it. Rob, great to see you. Dwayne, Hammer Time. Yeah, of course. Jeff, watching the replay of the Masters, and you can't find our threesome. I'm sure we're in there somewhere, right? I mean, we gotta be. As great a golfers as the three of us are, that's there you go. Maybe we didn't make the cut. We're playing in the pro-am. They're just showing the pros, not the three amateurs with them, right? Let's see. Pam says the Burks family sitting down a honey baked ham and turkey. Oh my gosh. Honey baked turkey. Oh my gosh, that is so incredible. I love that. Well, hey, love to you too, Pam, as you go join family. Thanks, Ted. I appreciate that. It's one of the things that I want to keep thinking of in the coming week. You know, it's so simple because we've all memorized Control Alt Delete is so how do we take control, and what alternate approaches are there, and what do we need to get rid of? Those are things I was just realizing I was watching this morning that we can certainly all apply. Hey, thanks, Rob. A traditional Easter pizza. Rob just posted here, I'm enjoying a traditional Easter meal of pizza. There you go. Now, was it delivered, or is it frozen or homemade? I'm just curious about what kind of pizza that you're watching. Oh my gosh, my favorite teacher from back home just said hello. Carol Oddie. Good grief. Hi, Carol. I've worked so hard to call you Carol. Are you guys, it doesn't matter how old you get, when you run into one of your teachers, they're always Mrs. Oddie. You know, it's hard to say Carol. But hi, Carol, and happy Easter to you. I'm really glad you're watching. Hey, Jill, great to see you. Thank you. Happy Easter to you and yours as well. Alan, yeah. Oh, thanks. I appreciate that. Alan says, being an IT guy, Control Alt Delete is an excellent analogy. I appreciate that, Alan. Thanks a lot. Hey, I want to let you know about something that we are starting today. I was on Facebook a week ago, and there is a guy that I know, Ken Walls, and I met when Ken used to work here in Las Vegas, and I saw that Ken was doing a program like this, you know, live online. And as I watched, I knew the guy that he was talking to. My gosh, it was Glenn Morshower, who is one of the most respected and well-known character actors in the world. I've talked about him here before. Let me put his picture up. He was Agent Aaron Brooks in 24, and he has a recurring role on one of the shows that Tammy and I watch all the time called The Resident. That's really great. Kids know him from all the Transformer movies. Well, anyway, Ken's a great guy, and here he is interviewing this incredible actor, and so I just poked on and just said, hey, enjoying the show. And Ken said, well, join us. Go ahead. So he put me live on with him. Well, we started talking. We hit it off. And we just had a fabulous, fabulous conversation. Yeah. Oh, hey, Ken's here. Hi, Ken. And Agent Aaron Pierce. That was the name of his character on 24. He was the lead Secret Service agent, Agent Aaron Pierce. And so Ken put me on. And so the three of us talked. And then we realized we really had something going. You know, we really enjoyed talking with each other and connecting with each other. And so a few nights later, they're back on talking, and I just got on to watch, and they put me on again. So through this process, just in this last week, we have decided that we are going to start a weekly live Sunday evening show. Now, many of you here watched the Sunday sit down that I did for a couple of years. It was every Sunday at Sunday evening. And a lot of folks were upset when I stopped doing that. And you let me know that you were upset when I stopped doing that. Well, if you like Sunday sit down, this is it times infinity. This is going to be so great. So I want to show you a little video. Before I do, let me catch up here, because one of my a guy I think the world of just said, happy Easter Bunny Day. Mike Clute. And some of the great country music songs of all time were produced by that guy, by Mike Clute. Michael Clute, One More Day by Diamond Rio was produced by Mike Clute. Just some of the great, great country music songs of all time, and one of the nicest guys on the planet. So, Michael, great to see you, man. I appreciate it, and I hope you're doing well in quarantine, and hope all is going great. So anyway, I've been such a fan of Glenn, and Ken is a friend. And so I want to let you know we're going to do something special. It starts tonight. It starts tonight at 8 o'clock Eastern and 5 o'clock Pacific. And let me just show you a little clip here that will let you know just a little bit more about what we are doing. love that little thing there. See, they had the Ken and Glenn show. They were going to launch the Ken and Glenn show, and then here I am, the latecomer. So they're adding and a guy named Scott. So that's my role. I'm the guy named Scott. But the three of us are kind of like going to be the Three Musketeers or something, I don't know, but makes me hungry for a candy bar. But at any rate, the three of us are starting our show tonight. It should be a lot of fun, and we have a special guest that's going to be joining us tonight. It's award-winning actor and comedian Raj Sharma, that you may know from tons of TV appearances in The Laugh Factory and everything else. It's really, really going to be fantastic. So it'll be live on Facebook and everything else. I'll be posting links that you can watch, but it all starts tonight. And we are so excited about it. We're going to tap into our friends who are everywhere, who are guests, and it's going to be a 90-minute at least we're going to start at 90 minutes, and it won't be any longer than 90 minutes, but we're going to start with that and see what happens there. But we're going to be learning and growing and just having a blast with the show. And I got to tell you, what a privilege and pleasure it is to work with Glenn and with Ken and do this, because, man, we've just had a blast every time that we've just been chatting. And I just can't wait to share that with you if you haven't seen it yet. Just the ideas and the chemistry and the way that we bounce off of each other is really, we have all found it to be unique, and we think we're catching lightning in a bottle here with this. So hope so. Tonight's the first show, and one of the things about it too that we have planned spontaneity. That sounds like an oxymoron, doesn't it? It's like jumbo shrimp. We have planned spontaneity. In other words, what we have planned is that we are not going to plan too much about the show, so we can interact and have fun and not be restricted by a specific format. And that's one of the things that's really exciting to me as well, is that we can just go wherever it takes us. So let me catch up. Mike, Mike, you're the best, man. I'm telling you. It means the world that you're here, and I've long admired, and I admired and respected you before I met you, and then obviously we clicked. So it's fantastic. Hi, Joy. Great to see you. Oh, you love the names. Isn't that wild? Because they were doing the Ken and the guy named Scott. So I was really pleased and excited about that too. It sounds kind of cool. Hey, Cheryl, great to see you. I hope you'll be with us tonight. Jeff, see you hopefully tonight. So that is our scoop. So remember, Control, Alt, Delete. What can you control? What alternate approaches are out there for you? And what do you need to delete? What do you need to get rid of that isn't really connecting you with where you want to be and where you need to be? If we can do that, then we can use this Easter holiday to reboot and to resurrect the best parts of our life. That's the message for today's Easter Sunday. Hey, a reminder, I do this every single day. I'm here at noon Pacific, 3 o'clock Eastern every single day. If you would like more information, and all of this is absolutely free, I'll bring it right on here where you can see a little better. It's absolutely free. It's distinctionnation.com. Distinctionnation.com is the website that I have where you can download ebooks. I have a 14-day audio-based course on creating personal distinction and really getting congruent with your priorities and your goals and your daily actions and activities. All of that is there just as a service for you. It's absolutely free. So just go there and sign up. It is distinctionnation.com. It is all there for you, free. And the other thing that I would love for you to do is to join us tonight. Look forward to seeing you. And we'll see you this evening, and also see you again tomorrow right here for another episode of Daily Distinction. You folks are the best. It is so great being here and just hearing the messages and sharing with you. Stephen, thank you. I appreciate that. Hi to Erica as well, and I'm just so appreciative. Thank you so much. Hope to see you tonight for our show, and we'll see you again tomorrow. Or see you tonight, and then see you again tomorrow with Daily Distinction. Thanks, everybody. Happy Easter. Love you. See you soon.